What's up, everybody? Happy New Year and welcome back to P8N Priv TV. As always, I'm your host, P8N Priv. This past weekend, the NFL playoffs kicked off, featuring 4 exciting wildcard games, and we're here to talk about what just happened. In this first game, the Colts took on the Texans, and the Texans weren't anything special to watch. In the end of the game, they scored 1 touchdown. It was kind of a garbage time touchdown. The Colts dominated them in the first half, and in the second half, neither team really showed up. Deshaun Watson, despite possibly becoming a generational talent for years to come, didn't seem to show up and perform in this game the way many expected he would. The Colts offense, however, led by Andrew Luck, looked as strong and competent as ever. I give them a decent shot next week against the Chiefs, but we'll see what happens. Next, let's talk about the Cowboys-Seahawks game. I have to give the Cowboys and Dak Prescott credit. This was their first win in the playoffs since 1996. Zeke Elliott and Dak Prescott led the team to a 24-22 win over the Seahawks. The Seahawks deserve a lot more credit than anyone's giving them. They weren't even supposed to make the playoffs. This was supposed to be a rebuilding year. Halfway through this game, Sebastian Janikowski got injured. They had a drop-kicking punter as their place kicker throughout this game. The Cowboys were just aching to hand it over, and the Seahawks, due to injury and whatever else, were just unable to take it. Despite hanging on to the lead and winning in the end, this Cowboys team showed many signs of implosion and wanting to hand over the game like Cowboys teams of years past. Next week, the Cowboys move on to face the Rams in the Coliseum in LA, and I feel that classic Dallas Cowboys implosion game coming on right here. Next, let's talk about the Chargers-Ravens game. With the exception of the fourth quarter, neither offense in this game could really put anything together. It all came down to defense and special teams. In this game, Lamar Jackson just took way too long to find his rhythm and get things going on offense. Thanks to the MVP of the game, the kicker, Chris Badgley, Phillip Rivers and this team of LA transplants will live to see another day. Also, I love how the Ravens fans just started booing when Harbaugh wouldn't take out Lamar Jackson for Joe Flacco. That put a smile on my face. Now to the game that's been on everybody's mind for the past week, that Bears-Eagles game. Now, ladies and gentlemen, don't be fooled. We've seen this song and dance before. Nick Foles is in at quarterback in the playoffs for the Eagles, making a late season run. For an occurrence like this to happen not only once but twice is supernatural. Record-wise, the Eagles were the worst team to make the playoffs, and next week they have to move on to play the number 1 ranked Saints in the Superdome in New Orleans. Now, a lot of people would say that's a lockdown game. I say nay. Last year during the Super Bowl, they talked about how Nick Foles was a devout Christian and how much he prays. When he prays, he must physically see God and have conversations about how badly he needs to win these games. What happened to poor Cody Parkey, Mitch Trubisky, and the Bears at the end of that game is divine intervention. That was something straight out of the Pepsi commercials.
Give me time.
Wait, there's a timeout. They're going to ice the kicker. What is going on?
The snap is good. Threads are up.
There is no way that happens. By the way, Bears fans who are mad at Cody Parkey, it's not the poor kid's fault. They reviewed it 3 days later. Someone at the line of scrimmage tipped it. Still, you can't hit 6 posts during the regular season. Also this week, Alabama played Clemson in the finals of the college football playoff. I'll be honest, I only saw the second half of this game, but I know for a fact that Clemson convincingly killed the University of Alabama during this game. Will the outcome of this game hurt left-handed quarterback Tua Tagovailoa's chances of winning the Heisman Trophy? Probably not, but it's going to be a tough thing for him mentally to have his last college game be such a devastating loss on such a big stage. I mean, you can't be too hard on the kid. He won the whole thing last year, so... Since the NFL playoffs are underway, we here at P8N Priv TV have reached out to special correspondents all across the country to let us know what people are thinking where they're at. Next, we're going to go live to Vanessa, who's going to tell us what the playoff emotion's like in her city.
Hey, Peyton. I'm in New York, and there's not much to talk about because both the Jets and the Giants missed the playoffs and pretty much wasted all of our time. So, yeah.
In this week's divisional games, first, the Colts are taking on the Chiefs in Arrowhead, and I have this game being a runaway for the Chiefs. But, I mean, the Colts' offense is like a volatile gas. They could always surprise us. I mean, look at what happened to Andrew Luck. First, we thought the guy was never going to play football again. Now he's leading one of the hottest offenses in the whole league. He's got a chance to be a world champion this year. Patrick Mahomes took all expectations and blew them to pieces. This Chiefs team is a high-octane, high-offense, high-powered machine, and they're going to be very tough to beat by anybody. By the Colts, by the Patriots, the Chargers, the Eagles, the Saints. They're a very tough team to play against. Next, we have the Cowboys at the Rams. I have this game as runaway for the Rams, playing it simple. They're playing at home. They're as hot as ever right now. Sean McVay is incredible at coach. You got Jared Goff playing the best football of his career at quarterback. Todd Gurley is unstoppable as a rusher and a receiver, so this team's going to be very tough to beat. Also, with Aaron Donald as their leader, this defense is one of the hardest defenses in the NFL to score points against. The implosion's coming. You wait. I think the Cowboys are going to have a really tough time in this game, and if they pull together any semblance of a lead, they're just going to implode like they always do. Next, we have the big money game, the Eagles at the Saints in New Orleans. Now, I'm sure a lot of people have this game down as an easy win for the Saints, but let me tell you, this Eagle team can surprise you. This is not regular football. This is God playing quarterback. Now, let me just say, this game is going to be close. It is going to be a dogfight, and it will most likely be a low-scoring battle of the defenses. However, in the end, I have the Eagles walking away the winner, advancing to their second straight NFC final. This is nothing like we've seen before. This is special. This is something that should not happen, but it will, I promise you. Lastly, we have the LA Chargers of San Diego taking on the New England Patriots in Foxborough, most likely in the snow. Check your weather reports. Now, LA Chargers, there is only one word to describe you, and let me spell it out for you. Should we do it? Yeah, no, I think we should do it for him. Here's a special NFL playoff edition of Joe's Corner.
Welcome back to Joe's Corner. I'm here alongside Michael Hayes. Today we're going to be discussing our top 3 former Bruins players. For me, it's pretty simple. It goes Byron Bitts, Matty Hunwick, and you know what? Byron Bitts again, because he was a good player. Mike?
Joe, I greatly agree with you, but I'm going to have to rank my number 1 of Shane Knighty. Great, hard-working player, willing to take the body for the team and fight, especially to get the morale up. My second player, I'm going to have to put Dennis Weidman. Just a cheap player. I really admire his game.
People forget, he hit a ref. He hit
did.
a ref real hard.
He did hit a ref and got suspended for many games. In my third, I'm going to have to put Steven Kampfer. He's still holding down the blue line, a veteran defenseman. He's struggling, but he's there.
Thank you guys for tuning into P8N Priv TV this week. We missed you a bunch. As always, I'm your host, P8N Priv, and these are our predictions for who's going home and who's going to live to play another day. Tune in next time to P8N Priv TV. You know what else I predict? I predict the Browns are going to win Super Bowl 55. Based on when I get to edit this, I bet the Chiefs game will already be on, probably half over. Watch my prediction just be totally wrong. Glory days, banana, and the young girl smile. Glory days, da-da-na, glory days. Da-da-na-na, da-da-na-na, da-da-na, glory days, da-da-na. And the young girl smile. Glory days, da-da-na, glory days. Dude, how wild would it be if we get Super Fight 2? Dude, if it's Eagles-Patriots again, the world's gonna explode.